Hi guys, Dave here with you. Thanks for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. Hey, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Give us a like, a share, a comment. All those things really help us out a lot. Guys, look, we got a pellet grill. A pellet smoker by Asmoke. Got the real good looking blue one. They sent this to me and asked me to put it through its paces. And after I've done that, they asked me to share my thoughts with you guys to show you what a good unit it is. And I really do think it's a great unit. It came very well packaged. Nice thick box, good styrofoam around it. There was absolutely no damage to it. So it came in good shape. And assembly was very easy. All I had to do was put the handle on it and put the legs on it, and I'm done. I'm ready to cook. So I will show you one thing though that I wanted to change, because the table I've got this on is not exactly level. So I added some adjustability to the two front legs or front of the legs. I'll show you what that looks like. But here's the front of the unit. You can see the controller right there. But what I did was I added some adjustable screws to the front. Very easy to do, just a number 8 screw. And I turned the little rubber foot over and it worked out real good. So I was able to adjust the front up and down and the whole unit side to side. It was important for me to be able to adjust it because of this water pan that they have in there that creates superheated steam, which I haven't actually used yet and I'm going to use today. All right, the pellets go in here, and this is what the bottom looks like. I have used it a couple times, and down in there you can see that's where the heating element is, and that's the opening where the auger pushes the pellets out, and then they go down on top of that. See if I can get the light right here. They go down on top of that grate down there. And the nice thing about this Asmoke unit is the cleaning is so easy, because when the auger runs the pellets through, after they burn, the ash falls right through that grid and down into this ash collector right here. Makes it very easy to clean in between your cooks. I really like this feature. Because all the other times, all the other ones, you gotta take a vacuum out and you gotta vacuum out all the ashes and everything. This way you just take it out, make sure they're cool, and dump them out. Now the other thing this tray holds is it holds this water tray right here. And the water tray goes right there. Water or juice or whatever, wine or beer or whatever you want to put in there. And then it just slides under here like that. And it superheats that water and turns it into a mist that helps keep your food moist. So we're going to be using that today. I haven't used that part yet. We're going to be using that today. It also comes with this metal plate, and it says that if you're not going to use the Asmoke pellets that are specially designed for this unit, that you should put this in there. And this is the way it goes. It just drops right down in there like that. So this is what that looks like down in there. You can see that it's going to kind of hold the pellets off the grate a little bit. Asmoke's website has got really good information about how this goes together, how it works, and why they did the things they did. For example, they talk about the size and the consistency or the makeup of their brand of pellets as opposed to other brands that may not be, I don't think that they're the same size, and they don't turn to ash as well as the Asmoke pellets do. So you got to kind of hold them up there to create a bed of coals, and that's what that plate is for. But we're not going to use that today. We're going to use the Asmoke pellet. Now for the inside, you've got your standard typical plate, and several other brands have this, but this is very thick, really good high quality stainless steel. And you can see that I've used it quite a bit, and the thing cleans up real good. I use a Scotch-Brite kind of pad on it, but this just drops in here like this, like so. The grease hits it, falls down, and it falls into that grease tray right there. Right there, you can see the whole grease tray. And then it drips into this side bucket, which just mounts on a couple of screws right here, right like that. Yeah, right like that. And the grease comes out of there and drops down into there. And then this is your sear plate cover, your sear opening cover. It goes on right there. There's a tab right there that stops and goes in that opening right there. And for regular smoking and slower cooking, you cover those holes like that. But then if you want to sear something right in the middle, you open that up, crank it up. This thing will go to 500. Crank it up, and you can sear a steak or whatever else you're cooking right there on it. It comes with 2 grids. So this is your main cooking grid. It's a porcelain steel, and it just goes right on top. And then they've got the secondary rack, which is one thing I like about it. Is it's got this little backrest, so if you do put something on there, it's not going to push off the back. And it just goes in here like this, like that, and like that. And now you got that also, but you can slide this forward if you want to have the sear capability, but have something up here. So you can slide that forward. And then I'll use the probe, but you can just open and close it like that with a screwdriver or the probe or whatever. And it comes with a probe that goes in the front of the controller. You stick it in your meat, whatever you're cooking, and it'll tell you the internal temperature of the meat. And the front of this thing will also tell you the ambient temperature inside. Now, one little thing that I did was when I was burning this and using it the first time, I noticed that the fan that blows the air over the burning pellets to keep them hot and get them hotter tends to want to blow the dust and the ash through this grease collector here, and they come out and they hit here, but then they bounce out of there if there's no grease in there yet, and they bounce out, and this was getting covered with dust all over here. And sometimes that's where I put the food. So what I did was I just fashioned this little aluminum shield, and I put it right there, and now it does still blow some dust, but it comes out here and it comes out under the unit. So I'm thinking when I might add a little water to that and collect the dust, but this is just something I did to help with a little of the ash dust control. And they sent me the Asmoke pellets, which are really cool. It's a good bag. I leave the bag sealed, but I do leave it out here in Florida humidity, and they've done quite well. They haven't swelled up at all. So they've got really 100% natural apple wood. They say you can use other pellets, and they actually show how you can do that. But so far, all I've done is use the Asmoke pellets, and I love them, and they're really delicious. Well, the pellets aren't delicious. The smoke is delicious on the food I cook. So, yeah. Now, one thing I did that I did, and I'm not recommending that you do this because it is a safety feature that's built in. But I did take and make this removable so that it's a little easier to pour the pellets in. But then I just put it back in there loosely and not fastened the way that they have it. So let's pour some pellets in there. I like to fill this little container up with the pellets out of the bag. Makes it easier to pour them in. So we're just going to pour them in like this. And there you go. And put that back on top. All right, like so. Shut the lid. So now we got to get this going and start the pellet. You turn it to the first position, which is smoke. And it's going to start to feed, the auger is going to start to feed some pellets right down onto that plate. You can see them starting to come out there already. So here's the controller, and you can see that it's at 84 down there where the sensor is, and we don't have a temperature yet really to speak of because the probe's not in any heat. What I'm going to show you to cook today is a couple of nice big turkey thighs. Now, the other day I did some turkey legs, which I'll show you a picture of how they turned out. But I'm going to do these thighs also. So let's season them up. My local butcher shop carries this Dutch Country Seasonings, Weaver's Dutch Country Seasonings. It's Ryan's, like I told you about on the last video with the beef jerky. Oh, if you haven't seen that beef jerky video, check it out, man. It makes some really tasty jerky. And I get that meat from Ryan's also. But this is, they call it chicken dust. It's really good. It's got, what's it got in it? It's got salt, paprika, dextrose, dried onion and garlic, black pepper, mustard, celery, and just a little bit of silicon dioxide. To prevent caking. Let's pour a little bit of extra light, not virgin, extra light olive oil. on it, like so. Start out with a good, generous amount of our chicken dust. Put some garlic on it. Some black pepper. And some salt. Salt. A little more oil. And rub them up. Woo! I need a little breeze in here. Help me out. We'll rub these guys up. Alright, I'm going to stick the probe right through here. Put it in there. There we go. And right down along this meat. So that it's right about here in the thickest part of the meat. Put them on. Now I've got that sliding plate closed. I don't want to have a searing effect. I just want to have the heat like an oven kind of thing. I'm going to let this smoke probably for an hour or so at 180, which is the smoke temperature. And then I'm going to come out for the next couple of hours and turn it up to 225 or so to really kind of cook them like in an oven. I'm telling you guys, I just love this. This thing is so cool. It is so easy to use. All right, let's take a look and see how far it went. It got down to 156. All the way from 207 down to 156 on the 180 setting, and the internal temperature of the turkey's gone up about 5 degrees. I think it was 77 and now it's at 82, so that's what's going on right there. Let's see how low this gets before it starts going back up again. Alright guys, so this thing actually got down to 122, and it was feeding pellets the whole time, and then all of a sudden I started seeing a lot of smoke coming out of the unit. And once I started seeing all that smoke coming out, it started going back up. So it's up to 135 now, and the internal temp is like 87 of the turkey legs, which is 10 degrees higher than it was. So that's a pretty big bounce. Let's give it another cycle and see what happens. But yeah, there's plenty of smoke coming out, and the turkey legs are looking good. Okay, so we got a lot more smoke coming out. Looking good. Let's see what our temp is. Oh yeah, we're back up to 176, and it's going to shoot, I bet, back over 200. That's okay. I don't really care. Alright guys, I'm sorry about the noise in the background. Can you hear it? That's wild parakeets really flying around here. They're really cool, and they're green and they're loud and they're just really neat, wild parakeets. But this thing's done, so we're going to lift this up. Oh yeah, look at that. That's some good looking turkey, huh? Take these guys off. Alright, now I know I'm supposed to wait and let it rest, but I got to give this a taste. Oh boy, does that look juicy, man! Check this out. Look at how juicy that is. I don't know if you can see that. Wow, that looks good, man. It's even got a little pinkness, almost like a smoke ring right there. Let's give it a try. Oh man, that's good. God, oh, the apple with smoke is so good. Asmoke applewood pellets are great. Puts a wonderful flavor into it. Well, guys, that's the AS350 from Asmoke. I really like it. Well, thanks for joining me today. I really appreciate it. And hey, stick around. Let's just see what's next with Dave. Thanks.